Welcome to Drop the Puck. We're back here at the Den in Deeside in the Moralee battle between the Dragons and the Sheffield Steeldogs. Ben, what are we expecting tonight?
We're expecting a hearty affair, Gary. It's going to be a turning point in the season for the Dragons. Most notably, immediately after the show finished last week, we learnt of the departure of Scott McKenzie from the Dragons. That came as a shock to a lot of people.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock. Of course, the results haven't been going his way. Maybe it was a time for change. Hopefully it's the right change. Of course, everybody here at Drop the Puck wishes Scott all the best in his new venture. He signed immediately for Telford. I believe he got on the score sheet last night.
Yeah, so the Steeldogs, who obviously the Dragons are facing tonight, played Telford last night in a pretty much a top of the table battle, and it didn't disappoint. Scott was able to get on the score sheet, so he's straight back up there in the stats. But on the other hand, it was another ex-Dragons player that saw 2 goals for the good and the win for his team. That's Adrian Palak.
Adrian Palak, we know quite well here on Drop the Puck from previous seasons. He helped the Dragons to that Ladler Championship a few seasons ago. But what can we expect from the Steeldogs tonight?
Well, first and foremost, you're going to notice the Steeldogs don't travel light. Wherever they go, it's a show of force. And you'll see that, you know, they came on the bus today and they've brought what I can only look as like a full bench, at least 3-4 lines. So that's going to prove against the Dragons. There's going to be a lot of fresher legs on the ice each time, each shift. Dragons going to have to work that little bit tougher, a little bit harder to make everything count.
Well, talking of the Deeside having their work to do, new people at the helm.
Yeah, so obviously with the departure of Scott, a couple of the players have stepped up to grab hold of the reins. James Parsons, captain, being number 1, Matt Wainwright and Mike Broden as well. So those guys are going to try and grab control of this team at the moment, steer the boat round in the right direction, get things going again. We saw that this week with a massive social media drive started by the team. I think every player from the Dragons put a little piece up or something, especially notable mentions Chris Jones, who's normally very quiet on the bench, very vocal on the ice. But his words echoed from what he was saying about it's great, you know, the fans being there when we're winning, but when the team's down as well, losing, that's when we need you most. And I think the response, you know, that the Deeside fans give was amazing.
Well, we're hoping that, you know, every team has that extra man on the ice with their fans, and it's vital that fans support their team, especially when they're down. Dragons, of course, they've got to try and find a way through that tough Steeldogs defence, but can they do that job at all? I think it's an uphill battle for them. They need to do something because they're in a 3-way battle at the bottom of the Moralee at the moment, and a good result tonight could help them going into next week's game against Billingham. Who knows? I think it's keyed up to be a fantastic game tonight. Hopefully this new leadership will give us something to go. We're going to take you right down to the ice now to bring you all the action. So with that, I think it's time to drop the puck.
As we get ready to get this first period underway, it's going to be a tough test for the Dragons, Gary.
Yeah, they're eager to go there, but...
And we're underway. Puck straight away with Chris Jones for the Dragons. Head up, looks for that pass. Trying to find Wigglesworth. But the Steeldogs just gain possession of that, and we're going to get an offside call immediately. Face off, won by the Steeldogs. Looked to be a quick shot there from Hurst, but he fans on it and the puck's broken down. And it looks like the Steeldogs, Gary, have opted to go with Brian Stones in between the pipes tonight.
Yeah, he's been nice rest for Zamolstra, and obviously his confidence about the defence in front of him.
Kalina. Head up, finds a man. Goes for that corner, straight in.
They've scored already.
Milan Kalina, in beautiful partnership there with his teammate, looks like James Spare. 1-2 right out in front of Jonah Armstrong for the Dragons, and it's a quick 1-0 for the Steeldogs. So after the quick goal from the Steeldogs there, we're back underway with Palak. Adrian Palak is dispossessed. Dragons turn it around with Bannon. Bannon looks to go forward, his shot out. Parry takes a shot, it's in! And the Dragons have answered very quickly. Alex Parry,
well,
beating Brandon Stone's block aside.
That's an amazing response from the Dragons, the kind of response that you're looking for. Maybe this is the turning point in this team. Dragons make it 1-1.
Puck drops and we're back underway after that quick answer from Alex Parry and the Dragons, bringing this game to 1-1 with literally not even a full minute on the clock yet, Gary.
Well, is this the way this game's going to go?
Shot, leg pad save from Armstrong, has come back out. It's with Morgan at the blue. Looks to find Thompson, can't find him. Back with Morgan, takes a shot through traffic. Armstrong's down. Smith in the corner. Plays that round, picked up by the Dragons. Quick play out by Bannon, looks to find Parry. But Broden just cycles back in, takes a sting out of that for a second. Puck played up, off the boards. Centre ice now with the Steeldogs. Lay that on net, and Ryan Jones is just going to go back. Pick that up off Armstrong. Dragons now look to skate out their own zone. Hetherington at the blue, has Owen Bennett ahead of him. Turned back in, as they're taken off him by Thompson. Another shot goes wide. Hurst just steps up to apply the forecheck pressure. And Worrell goes to Hetherington, far side. Hetherington chips that in. Picked back up by Smith. As they look to turn and go very quickly. It's with Kalina again, Milan Kalina. Takes a shot.
Ooh, good save.
Loses his stick while doing it. Does Austin, trying to get in the way. Shot comes in again. Well cleared out by the Dragons defence there, giving Armstrong plenty of vision. Smith with the shot. And the Steeldogs not relenting with this pressure with Kalina again. Another shot comes in. It's up over the shoulder.
Oh, it's gone. It went over his head. That was unlucky.
Armstrong unlucky with the puck just popped up right in front of him. And it's going to be Andrew Hurst who bags that. Face-off won by the Steeldogs. Shot comes loose, it's immediately picked back up by the Dogs. Smith goes to go DC, but his teammate just loses his edge and Parsons jumps on the opportunity.
Oh, Kalina's just taken that off him.
And what could have been an offensive opportunity quickly is recovered by the Steeldogs. Could this be detrimental for the Dragons as they all surged forward? Kalina, round Chappell. Far side now, Andrew Chappell still puts a body on Milan Kalina. And Dragons come out with that puck. Kennedy feeds Wigglesworth, Wigglesworth puts that forward to Bannon, Bannon!
Oh!
Stones denies Bannon as the Dragons are able to set up a beautiful bit of hockey. We're going to get ourselves a call. Chappell with the draw win for the Dragons. Big shot from Jones. Stone sees enough of it and gets down. Far side now with the Steeldogs, who are surprisingly finding themselves spending a lot of time in their own zone.
Yeah, it's...
Palak breaks down far side. Gets time to get his head up, and Kennedy's applying the forecheck pressure again. Skates around into the corner now. That's spare.
And in comes Palak, wanting that puck.
Shot comes in.
And it's in. It's in the goal.
And Thomas Rell from the blue line. I believe he's managed to get round Wigglesworth and get the shot off. Wigglesworth's not happy with himself on that one. But it was a good shot. Armstrong unable to deny it. 3-1 Steeldogs. Kalina wins the draw. But quickly the Dragons jump on the loose puck with Hetherington. Hetherington lays that off to Bennett. Bennett off the boards. It's going to go round the back of his net is Scott. Finds teammate Spare on the far side. Hurst. Near side, Lukovic lays the body on. Rides the check. And Scott's forced back with the puck now. Heavy forecheck pressure coming from the Dragons in the form of Bennett. But they find Kalina. Milan Kalina. Central pass across.
Oh, and it's in.
James Spare.
Off the post as well.
17:34 on the clock. And the Steeldogs edge out another goal. Pass coming in from Milan Kalina. Central ice there to James Spare, who just rips it in.
Yeah, comes in off the post there. Dragons have got to be disappointed there. They've been doing so well defensively. And that's the Steeldogs advancing their lead to 4-1. Well, what can you say? As we expected, a speedy and goal-fest performance from the Steeldogs. The team ranked number 2 currently. But the Dragons, they got one. They give the Steeldogs a bit of a scare, and they're showing signs of promise with that defence. Join us after the break when you can catch more of the action right here on Drop the Puck.
As we get ready to drop the puck on the second period here at the Deeside Leisure Centre, the Steeldogs taking in that 4-1 lead.
Yeah, but by no means the score doesn't reflect how well the Dragons have performed in that first period.
No, very different looking offensive unit on the ice tonight for the Dragons. Obviously with the departure of Scott, as very early on Steeldogs get another bite of the cherry, but the Dragons are doing enough to turn it around. Still with the Dragons trying to clear it out, and they do so, find Chapel near side. Steeldogs take possession back, and it's Hurst who dumps that back in. Kennedy skates back to clear that out, does so. Doesn't quite clear. Andrew Hurst recovers that at the blue line, plays it out to his teammate in front of their own bench. Rides a check, far side is Bell. It's going to be Kennedy who goes behind his own net to clear that, rings that round, that's going to go all the way far down. Steeldog side. Dragons are their first though. They pick that up, right across the crease with Broden, shoots. Oh! Stones does enough to get his stick there. Bannon unfortunately tried to backhand that to a man in the slot. There was no one there. Kalina straight back down the other end. Thought he was going to shoot, didn't. Tried to find teammate Hurst. But the pass is picked up by the Dragons, who just dumped that down the other end, and we're going to get ourselves an icing call. Face-off won by the Dragons in their own defensive zone. Forecheck pressure coming from number 21, Liam Charnock. Charnock into the corner now. Comes back, finds Bell at the point. Works that round, Palak in the corner. Dragons trying to clear it with Bannon off the board. Ralph, shoot down by Broden. Plays it off the boards. Dragons pick that back up. Jones tries to backhand it clear. Palak's picked it up. Oh! Charnock couldn't quite get the stick on it, and the Dragons can breathe a sigh of relief with a lucky escape. Shot comes in from Bannon. Off the boards, Broden. Bannon again, looks to find the back door, and he does! And the Dragons have got a goal back early in the second period. It's exactly what they'll have wanted to do, Gary.
Well, fortune's turning there. What looked like a Dragons mistake that was going to open up the avenue for the Steeldogs. Quickly taken straight down the other end, given that opportunity, puts them pucks away.
Parry at the back post, Bannon. First shot comes out, the rebound. He sees Parry in the corner there, manages to get the puck in time, quick stick in. Jepson wins the draw. Scott at the point. Hetherington does enough. Cries go up from the fans as something's gone on there against the boards with Hetherington on what appears to be spare. But the puck's come loose now, far side. Hetherington grabs hold of it back in the middle, tries to play Worrell on. Unable to do so. Austin. Enough pressure on cross for Broden to recover the puck. Puck dumped in by the Dragons. Give them time to reset. And with Scott. Plays it to his man. And Cross unable to retain that at the blue. Puck comes straight back across from the Dragons. Managed to keep it in. Lukovic does enough. Still with the Dragons. Hetherington. Fans. Parry's got it under his skates. Can't find it. Austin has to step up. Dragons trying to desperately build some offensive momentum. Steeldogs doing everything they can to disrupt it. Austin Doesn't make full connection with the puck, but beats Jepson in the foot race back. Lukovic was there for support. Searching pass, comes forward, but it's going to be Ben Morgan who picks that up. Lays that back in. Austin is back, clears it round to Lukovic. Morgan gets there first, puts a shot in, but it's only meant to stick in Chapel. And Hetherington now forces Morgan's shot wide. Far side. Steeldogs regain back with Morgan at the blue. Through neutral zone. Ooh. Hit from Parry. Morgan finds a seat on the ice as Hetherington's going to skate forward into the corner. Regain that puck for the Dragons, finds a man out front.
Oh, unlucky.
And Andrew Chappell unable to spin in time. Jones can't keep that puck alive. Hest managed to break forward. Goes round Wainwright. Good pressure for Armstrong. Puck goes wide.
It's opportunities like that.
And we're going to get a call then. That's a hooking call against Matthew Wainwright.
It's opportunities like that that the Dragons can't afford to miss.
And it's things like this that are going to penalise the Dragons now, as Wainwright's going to sit there for 2. And the Steeldogs going to find himself on the power play. Face off is won by the Steeldogs as we're halfway through this second period. 30 seconds remaining in the power play now. And so far the Dragons withstanding the pressure, but here comes that very pacey Steeldogs side. And we're going to get another call. The official's arms up. And here comes the netminder leaving to get that extra body on the ice for the Steeldogs. Dragons going to freeze that play. And it's going to be a tripping call. And Dragons with another man going to the box now. And this is severely going to hurt them. It's Ryan Jones as well.
Yeah, it's 14 seconds of 3 on 5. Can they sustain the pressure?
Now, notably, Gary, what you've got to notice is it's 2 defensive men for the Dragons currently sitting penalties. Could this prove costly? Face off again. Won by the Dragons, and they're able to push that out of the defensive zone with a minute remaining on the first penalty, minute 30 on the second.
Oh, well nipped out by Kennedy.
Kennedy doing enough pressure there. Denies Relf the pass. Palak's waiting on the blue. Bell's over now. Or everyone's on side. Finds Thompson. And Kanak. It's with Palak in the corner now. Palak has his stick tied up on Kennedy. Bell forced to go. The other D-man on the point. Shot comes in off the post.
Oh.
It's turned out. Bell pulls the trigger. Goes wide. First shot initially coming in from Brownlee. And the puck's got enough momentum to head back down to the Sheffield zone. Pass high. Try to find Hurst. Forced to go back to the point by Bell. First penalty's expired. There's another man for the Dragons. It's 5 on 4. Jones immediately, first touch back on the ice, clears the puck down to great elation to the fans.
Dragons have done exceedingly well on that power kill, penalty kill, sorry. They've only got to ride out 30 more seconds. They're back to full strength.
Yeah, little under 13 minutes remaining in this second period. Gone in this second period.
I must say, Ben, the Dragons' defence has impressed me in this game so far.
Very much so. It seems like a tighter unit with Kalina. And they've already seen what he's capable of. They've got to be wary of him. Jones and Morgan tied up. We're going to get ourselves a call there. Possibly. No, the official's arm came up. Well, here comes Bannon anyway, back to full strength. Now, what can the Dragons do now? Austin. Kalina.
Oh, and he missed it.
Hurst. Finds Hurst. Great save from Armstrong. Dragons definitely need to get hold of this momentum again. It's Morgan who keeps it in the zone for the Steeldogs. But Austin slows everything right down. Brings that back, tries to find Bannon at the blue. 14 minutes gone now in the second period. Far side pass to Hurst. Forced to go around, sorry, cross.
And it's saved by
Armstrong. Armstrong's going to freeze that out. It's a face-off win for the Dragons. Wainwright in the corner with the puck. Plays off the boards for Steve Hetherington. Hetherington, time to get his head up. Finds Owen Bennett centre ice.
Oh,
Bennett loses the puck, and of all people to jump on it, it's Adrian Palak. Palak goes to go around Wainwright. Cracking stick check.
Stick check. Oh my goodness.
Dispossesses Palak right in the danger zone, who's not very happy about it. And that just emphasising, Gary, everything we've said this period about how tight the Dragons' defensive unit has been.
Oh, he's
Hetherington looks to lay that on for Bennett. Bennett into the corner, back.
Oh.
Can't quite find a teammate. Wainwright now tries to shut the door on clearing the puck. Doesn't. Bell's got it. Takes it in the blue. Head up. Looks at the back.
Oh, save.
And Jonah Armstrong. Absolutely cracking save to deny. Arm goes up at the ref. So we're going to have a tripping call on Owen Bennett. 19:44 in the second period. And the Dragons have another man return into the box.
I think they're just going to let the clock run out in that one.
Jones. And that's a well-fought second period for the Dragons there. The fans standing with applause after such a good effort.
Well, small band of Dragons fans just by the tunnel entrance there, applauding their team off the ice after a fantastic performance in that second period. Join us after the break for more action. You can join us for this third period here on Drop the Puck.
So we're all set here in this third and final period as we drop the puck on it. Immediately it's the Steeldogs who are retreating to their own zone and are going to want to desperately try and put this game to bed, as the Dragons in the last period, Gary, showed one hell of a defensive performance, and they do so already.
And straight away he shows why he's one of their top scorers.
That's Ben Morgan. Straight through, manages to backhand it, and as you find me talking about the defence of the Dragons, it was almost as if they weren't even there then.
Yeah, everybody stood still. I think it's come as a bit of a shock, but let's hope it's woken them up a little bit.
Dragons managed to do enough to clear that off the face-off. Foot race between Bennett and Ralph. Ralph there first, who plays that puck round. It's come onto the stick of Worrell. Worrell finds Austin the blue, puts that straight back in. Ralph's back, Bennett still applying that pressure. And Steeldogs managed to find a hole. It's Palak. Thompson in support. Channock. And there's a collision there. Has that gone in? Or is the net off its moorings? It's going to be a tight call.
Well, it is off its moorings. Palak collided with Armstrong as he comes in. He fed that shot in. He was looking for the deflection.
Yeah, Palak laying the puck off to Charnock, who took the initial shot. Adrian Palak's momentum carrying him into Jonah Armstrong. But the question is, was the net removed from its moorings before the puck crossed the line?
Well, I don't think it did cross the line. Maybe our replay could show that. Yeah, it's hard to say, but from the angle I could see here from our commentary booth, it looked like it went. It didn't go in, and Armstrong managed to keep it out.
Yeah, the officials there stating that it's a no goal, and play resumes very quickly with Brodin. Brodin for the Dragons, skates that into the corner, turns back. Pressure coming though from the Steeldogs, who take that back. Near side now with Charnock. And that's miscue from Jones, who tries to play off the board, but Charnock reads it. And the Dragons grab that back and turn and go again. Brodin forced to play that across the middle. Into the corner though. Of the Steeldogs. Forced. Brodin applying the body there. And we're going to get a call. That's going to be on Brodin.
There's a bit of talking going on with the Steeldogs bench towards Bannon then. All things starting to get a bit heated.
And that's a boarding call. So Mike Broden in the box for 2 minutes. The Dragons are going to have to weather this power play. Face-off is won by the Steeldogs.
Oh, and they've got it straight away.
And there's Kalina with another goal. And no sooner as he sat down, that penalty now cancelled by the goal. Steeldogs 6, Dragons 2. By the Steeldogs, but the Dragons quickly gain possession of it again. Wigglesworth puts that into the point. Austin plays that back in. It's picked up by Bell.
Oh,
Bell comes off the skate of Chapel. Wigglesworth near side. Rides a check from Ralph. Gets that round to Parsons, who's being held up on the boards by Bell. Parsons, unfortunately, goes down again. He's able to get back up this time, though. And the Dragons fighting this against the boards. It's fallen loose, and quickly Palak jumps on that. Adrian Palak, Gav Austin back for the Dragons. Palak looks to go across again.
Oh, it's got stopped at the line.
Again, the Dragons able to shut that backdoor opportunity down. So many times tonight that 2-on-1 opportunity arises. The Dragons doing enough to stay alive in this with 15 minutes gone in this third and final period. Palak stops to think a second, buys himself a bit of time, turns, looks up, finds Ralph the blue, puts that wide. Bennett goes over. Kennedy's tracked his man. Back off the boards. Skates inside. Shot comes in from Chanak. It's on the boards. Kennedy's fighting to get it out the boards there. Lukovic comes over with a hit, but it's fallen to Chapel. Chapel pushes that up to Bennett. Smith goes back with it now. Behind his own net. Quick change for the Steeldogs. Pucks with Smith. And the Steeldogs just slow everything right down, as they're going to want to try and chew up as much of this clock late in this third period. Smith off the boards, rings that round, picked up by Chris Jones in the corner. Jones for the Dragons. Puck comes loose, fan shot from Smith. Scott with it now. Dumps that back off to Smith. Tim Smith plays that forward. Dumped in. Number 21, Charnock. Jones does enough to regain possession, but it's lost out again. Great poke check there from Ryan Jones. Just buys a few seconds for the Dragons. As the Steeldogs look to go again. Jones gets over. Forces Hurst against the boards this time. And the Dragons are able to clear that out to the opposite side. Jones again, doing his defensive duties. Finds Bannon against the boards. Bannon slams on to buy himself that split second. Searching past the parry at the blue. Well taken down. Broden's up there to pass Ringer off the boards. And Wainwright does enough to shut the door there on Hurst. As Jones again steps up, puts the body on. It's buying them the crucial seconds, Gary, to get them men back.
Yeah, it's
Kalina tries to go round. Back to Barry. Barry pulls the trigger, gone wide.
And the Dragons, the Dragons just seem to be closing down any opportunity that the Steeldogs try to take.
Oh, goes for the wraparound, but he's had the door shut on him by Ben Morgan. And Colleen, far side, tries to find the man in the middle, goes back. Oh. Great leg pad save there. That was Ben Morgan looking for the finisher. As Bannon brings that over the blue, loses the puck out to Morgan. Chapel comes straight over. Near side now. With Spare takes a shot. It's off the glove pad.
Oh, and well stopped by Wainwright.
Found its way all the way down to Parsons. Parsons tries to find the man in the middle. Wigglesworth looking for the one-timer. But a Steel Dog gets his stick in the way. Still the Dragons with Wigglesworth again. Dragons still on this offensive move. Chappell puts that back on the net. Gets it straight back, plays it round. Parsons tries to find a man in the slot. Jones at the point. Pushes that up to Chappell. Chappell
and it's
tries to
got away
find
from
Wigglesworth in the slot. Can't bring that puck in. It's very quickly played up.
And it's
Kalina
and Jones. Oh, well.
Well, I don't think I'd like to have been Kalina in that situation.
Thing is, Jones done well, controlled himself, recovered that puck, got it away nicely.
Hurst knocks down that puck. Jones just puts a body on again, buying these crucial seconds for the Dragons to regain focus and temperament. Well, the puck now with Bell. Lewis Bell plays that D-to-D. Poke check again.
Worrell. And it's just got stolen off him.
Yeah, Worrell picks a puck up, plays it out to Bennett. Bennett has a head up. Tries to go around Hetherington, goes through Lewis Bell.
Yeah, if you can't go round them, go through them.
And we're tied up on the boards now, far side. Still Hetherington. And here come the Steel Dogs, near side now. Relf and Palak. Relf has the door closed on him by Kennedy. Hetherington picks it up. Steve Hetherington on one-on-one situation, looks up. Goes to go round. Great spread there.
It's run out of time.
As the clock goes.
Well, what can you say? We've had a great game here tonight at the Den. There's still a little bit of discussion going on there as Jones, was it Hetherington, sorry, got clipped right at the end, unnecessarily, but I think it was right on the buzzer.
That was a great performance and great show of this new look Dragons, Gary. Great advertisement for the team.
Well, after the last few weeks, the last few games for the Dragons, where they've been losing by landslide results, tonight we've seen the Dragons of old, where they fight in every period. And I must say, it looks like a completely different team, Ben.
And with Lewis Bell, captain of the Sheffield Steeldogs. Lewis, good result for you there tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we thought it may be more comfortable at some parts. We kept letting sort of Deeside come back into the game, but all credit to them. They sort of stuck to their game plan, made it difficult for us, but we're just happy to get out of it with the 2 points pretty much.
So talking of game plans, obviously, last night was a 3-2 result against the Telford Tigers. Tonight, you had the preparation for the Dragons. What was done there?
I mean, like I said, just try and stay away from complacency, all respect to Deeside, but we were sort of aware that at the bottom of the league at the minute, they had a tough result last night. But yeah, they stuck to their game plan. For us to prepare, it's just a case of sort of not being complacent, making sure we try and sort of play the same way tonight as what we did against Telford. We got away from our game plan a little bit, but like I said, 2 points is 2 points. So
now, it started stepping up in physicality out there, we noticed. Is that something you guys were prepared for?
Yeah, I mean, we've sort of seen the penalty minutes column in the league. It sort of tells a bit of a story. I mean, but fair play, we're not immune to sort of being hit just because, like we said, we're sort of an ex-EPL team or whatever. Don't mean we're sort of not allowed to be body checked and that. So yeah, we were expecting a little bit, and it got a bit tasty, but luckily there was no sort of injuries or no major incidents. So yeah, fair play.
So obviously with that ex-EPL, how are you finding the step half down into the Moralee?
Yeah, quite difficult. I mean, we're coming to different rinks or different teams that we don't really know the players, we don't know much about them, the way they're going to play, things like that. And it is difficult because we're still in the sort of cup with the other EPL teams. We've been playing Basingstoke and Peterborough, and then you come into different rinks. Solihull was a tough ask, but yeah, it's sort of a good competitive league, and we're obviously happy to be at the top, and hopefully it continues.
Now attention's turned to the future fixtures. What are you guys going to do now to get ready?
Just keep on rolling, really, take it a game at a time. I mean, it's quite early to start looking towards the end of the season, but obviously when you're top of the league, you want to try and stay there and keep the momentum building. So basically just one game at a time and keep rolling.
Well, Lewis, good luck for the rest of the season. We'll hope to catch you soon.
Thank you. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
And with Adrian Palak of the Sheffield Steeldogs. Adrian, a bit of a welcome return to the Den for you tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to see you guys. It's been a time, right? How long? 1.5 years? Probably. Yeah, I've seen so many familiar faces. Yeah, a lot of people wanted to take a picture, so it was really nice, really nice welcome from the guys.
So was there anything you mentally put yourself through preparation-wise to come back here tonight to the Den?
Not really mentally. We had a tough game last night against Steeldogs, and yeah, just did the basic warm-up, basic things, you know, like same lunch like I used to have, you know, and not really. I just felt it's gonna be a little bit special because, you know, I haven't been on this place for a long time, and I had a fantastic season in here with the lads, so it was great to come back, you know, after a long time.
Now, the game out there told a story of a different look Dragons. You've obviously had awareness of where they've been recently in the league and how your season's been going so far. When you actually got onto the ice, how much of a different game did it feel, or was it what you expected?
Well, I've been in touch with the lads even last season, you know, so I knew what's happening. And they've been really unlucky on the start of this season. Obviously, when the ex-EPL teams step down, so it's a bit harder, obviously. But we knew that, you know, like it's a much quicker, and the lads play really tough today, so I think they did well. There's no excuse. We had a tough game yesterday, but we didn't switch on from the first minute. You know, we can be much better, and it's all about our heads. And yeah, it's not fair to Moralee as a coach. So, but it's a good point for future. So we need to be sure on the next game in Solvay and in Blackburn, hell of the weekend, and we need to protect top of the league spot and get ready.
Well, Adrian, thanks for that. It's been great to see you back at the Den. Hope to catch you in the future.
Yeah, will do. Thank you very much.
And with captain of the Dragons, James Parsons. James, totally different look Dragons out there tonight.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of effort tonight. You know, we lost, but there's a good feeling in the change room tonight. You know, we competed every period, and you know, there's a lot we can build on for next week against Billingham. So lots of positive tonight.
Without obviously going into it too much, after circumstances arose last week, what has actually changed within the locker room?
I don't think anything's changed really. You know, we all the lads get along, and it's always been the same. It's just, you know, we realise now we're in a battle. It's, you know, we've got a long season to go yet, and everyone pulled together. We had 2 great trainings this week. Everyone was there, which is, you know, that's been great over the last few weeks. There hasn't been that many. You know, went up to Solway last night. Well, missing quite a lot of players, and you know, got a bit of a hammering in the end. But you know, lads are still positive coming into today. You know, can build now. So.
Now, midweek we did notice a lot of the players, big social media drive, rallying the fans back around. How important is it to have the fans there, giving you the extra boost?
Oh, it's massive. You know, Deeside have always had a good following. You know, and you know, we appreciate them being there every week. You know, and hopefully the numbers will build up again, and you know, we'll get through all this together.
Now, attention turns to Billingham next week. What preparation's going to be done there?
Well, you know, we can take a lot of positives out tonight. So, good training this week, and see where we are next week. You know, so we've got to take one game at a time at the moment. You know, Billingham are a good team. You know, but you know, if we play that, maybe we're able to give them a bit of a game.
Well, James, thanks very much, and we'll catch you hopefully next week.
Cheers, thanks.
I'm with Owen Bennett of the Deeside Dragons. Owen, if it looked like a different performance out there tonight from the team, how did it feel on the ice?
Lots better today, especially from the week we've had as well, so it was good to get everybody going. Everyone got on the ice today, everyone had fun.
Notably yourself, a lot more ice time now on that third line. How are you finding it?
I'm enjoying it, getting the wheels going is good, getting involved with the game, feeling part of it a bit more now, so yeah. So
looking towards the future now, you've got a good couple of fixtures coming up, tough ones at the likes of Billingham and that. What are you guys going to be doing to get ready for that?
It's going to be hard, like it's not going to be easy. So we're not expecting well, we're going to try for the best results we can get, but it is going to be a hard run, so we're ready. We're all ready for it.
And is there any particular upcoming fixture that you've got your eye on?
Well, it's Billingham coming up, you know, that's going to be a good one. So we got Patterson and Thomason, obviously, they got big boys on their team. So it'll be good, get some entertainment in the Den.
Excellent. Well, Owen, thanks for that, and we'll catch you soon, mate.
Down.
So, what a game we had there. You can't complain that one, Ben.
No, that I think not only will that send ripples through the Moralee League now, but that's going to send ripples through the Dragons fan base. It's a new field, new look Dragons, they're back, they're aware of where they are. Don't get me wrong, they understand they're sitting bottom at the Moralee at the moment, but that they've turned into a positive rather than a negative. So the way they see it now is they've got nothing to lose. So every team now that comes to the Den is going to be going up against a caged animal, and we've seen it a little bit unleashed tonight. I definitely can't wait for the follow-up fixture now with Billingham.
On the other hand, of course, Sheffield, good result for them, although it wasn't as most people would put down on paper. I mean, I think a lot of people are expecting a landslide result here for them. Nevertheless, still, it's the points that they need to maintain the pressure on the top.
Yeah, certainly. I think they were hoping to be a bit more prosperous in the Den here tonight. Again, Dragons stepping up, bringing a different game than what was scripted, and it's really been an interesting insight into what some of the other teams think about the Deeside Dragons at the moment and the way things are going for them. Sheffield, though, we're not letting up any pressure. We saw it clean at the minute he was on the puck, a very dangerous player. You know, no wonder he sat where he is with the points at the moment. Adrian Palak again, you know, the guy's very capable. They work well as a unit as well. That's another point to take away from this. Always looking for that backdoor opportunity, always exploiting the open pass lanes as well.
Of course, Adrian picked up on the point about the ex-EPL teams coming down and how it has made a big difference in this league. We're still teams finding their feet. Teams like Nottingham, Deeside and Billingham at the lower end of the table at the moment, and it's a slow start for them, isn't it?
It's a slow start. It's still going to be a learning curve, but no team is out of this running at the moment. It's still a dog-eat-dog conference. 1 point can literally decide a couple of places.
Well, you've already, as you rightly said, 1 point could decide it, and it'll be interesting because after tonight's results, and you've already said that Deeside will be taking some positives going into their next game against Billingham, who are currently sitting 2 places above them.
Yeah, so obviously Billingham have to travel here to the Den. The fans are going to be behind the team are finally behind the team. It's going to be an interesting game to watch.
Good. Well, from what I can recall, I don't think Billingham have ever lost to the Dragons, but I could be wrong. But on Drop the Puck, as far as I'm aware, they haven't.
No, I don't think they have. So if the Dragons can get a result there, that's going to be a stepping stone for them and a start of the season.
Well, you can see that and all the other action from the NIHL that we always bring you here on Drop the Puck. That's been Ben Lee, I've been Gary Lee. Thanks for joining.